welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've posted something, so I'm hoping that it's going to be a little bit more frequent, that I'm able to roll these videos out. So let's get on with today's video. Basically, as you may have guessed from the title, we're going to be discussing why waterproof eyeliners and mascaras tend to be a massive fail for some people. Let's deal with eyeliners first, okay? Because if you're anything like me, I tend to get really watery eyes, especially if I've got allergies. And my biggest problem is that if I put a regular eyeliner on, not even a waterproof, a regular one, I end up with, panda eyes, and it's a mess. By the end of the day, my whole face is a mess. I've wiped half my eye makeup off trying to fix it, and it's not working. So what do? You go and buy a waterproof, but it still moves. It's not giving you the longevity and finish that you really hope that it would. So let's look at basically why it's doing that. Some people will find that it's not an issue for them, okay? But most people that have oily type skin will find that this is, or really watery eyes, have problems with both mascaras and eyeliners. So first thing to really think about is that when you're putting a product that is waterproof, okay, onto an area that is wet, you're essentially putting a product that repels water onto something that's wet, okay? So it's not going to stick, it's going to slide. So I started trying to pat the area down with tissues in order to get it to stay, and it just irritated my eyes. And I'm thinking, what the heck is going on? Like, I can't win. There's just no way of being able to do it. I tried putting on the regular eyeliner, and then trying to put, powder it on with eyeshadow. It still made a mess. So this is what I discovered worked really, really well. So instead of trying to dry the area out, so especially when you're walking along the waterline and the tight lining areas, okay, instead of trying to dry it and then scrape the pencil on, which is just, if you've got watery eyes, it's the worst thing you can do. It's so irritating. What I found was just getting a regular pencil first, okay? You just get your regular kohl pencil. You can use any color you want, really. You don't have to use black. If you want to use colored waterproof one, then get yourself a nude regular. It's simple as that. It'll make the color pop. It gets rid of any redness around the eyes. It lifts it. So that's what I would highly recommend. Okay, but what you're going to do is you're going to put that regular eyeliner on first, okay, because it's not going to fight against any of the water. In fact, because it's kind of almost like a clay kind of consistency, it's going to almost grab it, okay? But if there's too much water, of course, if you just left it like that, the water breaks it down and you wear it on your face. But if you then go over the top of it with the waterproof, it seals it in. It becomes like, it's like a barrier, and it just does not move, okay? So it works, and you will get all day wear out of it. And I found that is the easiest, and that way you're using up the products you already have at home without having to go out and buy any other miracle kind of bits and pieces, and it's brilliant, okay? Okay, let's talk about mascara. So if you're having problems with your waterproof mascara, I'm betting that you are getting either dotting or marks up here or down here, or both, okay? And chances are you've probably got oily skin and oily eyelids. So this is the bane of a lot of people's, existence, is that you get these marks constantly. Now, the problem is if you've got oily skin and oily eyelids, oil can dissolve any kind of makeup you throw at it. If oil didn't break down makeup, we wouldn't be able to get it off. Pretty much simple as that. Basically, what you need to do is we need to powder the area. Now, one powder that I've discovered, you can use pretty much any translucent powder you want, but because you're working around the eyes, you want to be really careful that that you're not going to create crepiness around there, because especially if you're getting a little bit older, it does become really quite obvious. So I actually picked up a sample and it was only $15 from Mecca. It's by Terry Hyaluronic Hydro Powder, okay? And it helps to hydrate. So I was like totally excited when I found this, because I'm like, this is perfect. So I use this just for my eyes. And all you're going to do is you take a little fluffy blending brush. Okay, just so you can see that. It's like nothing special. You don't have to spend a fortune on these things. As I said, it's $15. This will last ages. And all you need to do is you just pat it in, get a tiny bit of product. You don't need a lot. Like, you can barely see it. And you're just going to go in and just very lightly just dust your lids. And what that's going to do is that's going to help absorb the oil, so that when the ends of your lashes touch that skin, okay, it's not going to transfer. Now, if you have quite oily lids, I've got hooded eyes, so the skin protrudes down and I do tend to get a lot more contact. Mine aren't crazy oily, but they're oily enough that sometimes I need just a little extra oomph. Again, what you can do is you can go in, you get the tiniest little bit, you tap off the excess, okay? And I will just very lightly dust the very ends of my lashes. You can't see it. It's translucent powder. So if I get up closer, you can't see that it's on there. And if you can, just give it a little light brush. But also, just going under the eye too, just underneath. And that'll get the ends of those bottom lashes too. It'll also set that powder under there and create a little bit more of a barrier. And you'll find that you'll get heaps longer out of your wear. And if you do need to just touch up during the day, just a little pot like this is perfect in your bag. I mean, you can have a pressed powder in your bag if you don't want the messy loose powder. But anything like that, preferably a setting powder, they are a lot more oil absorbent than just a finishing powder. But you know what? Anything like that is going to be better than nothing. So that's my 2 cents on how I've managed to beat the panda eyes with waterproof makeup, because it can be used. You just have to learn how and why certain things do what they do. So hopefully that's helped you. Any comments or questions, leave it in the comment box below. Make sure you like and subscribe this video, share it around, and I will see you next time with some more helpful tips and info on something new. Okay, guys, have an awesome day.